Okay. What is going on? LBHT crew B. What is going on?
What's going on is we are missing the third member of this week's show, but
third and fourth member.
Well, yeah, but we already knew that one wasn't going to be here. But the number 3 is proving himself to be very unreliable.
Well, he's busy. He told me this morning he wasn't going to be able to make it.
Wow, he ain't busy.
Hey man, look, work calls, man. Work calls. All right, I can't fault the man for making his money, but that's all right. We still gonna have a fun show, and look, we got a lot to talk about, and we're gonna do the final reveal, the blind reveal, the defensive part of the all NFL draft. Y'all seem to enjoy it last week. We did the offense. This week we're gonna do the defense, and then we'll recap the teams and we will reveal which team is which. You guys have made your guesses and you voted on the polls, and we'll look at the results, and then we'll tell y'all who won. All right. Well, actually, you'll tell us next week. We'll reveal everything, and then you'll tell us next week once you see the whole team, which team you like the most. All right. But it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio form of this, we put this out on Thursday at lunchtime. So we hope you're enjoying your lunch break. Make sure you leave a 5-star review because we're trying to grow on that side of things. And who do we have in the chat? Dr. Kush is here. What's going on, Dr. Kush? Says good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Kush. Pay the bill. Says, here we go again. Yes. Thanks for coming through. Noah, salute.
What's up, yes. Noah? And we did get a cash app from Noah as well. Thank you very much, Noah. Okay. Appreciate you. Let me get the caption here real quick. It says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Good to see Lamar at OTAs. Thank you very much, Noah.
Thank you, Noah. Salute. Thanks. Appreciate that. And anytime you donate to Cash App, you get Microphone Man dancing. Okay. That's a super duper chat. What's going on, Coach? Appreciate you coming through. Coach put out a video at lunchtime talking about the OTAs. Look, if you're not subscribed to Sip to Tally, make sure you do so. He's putting out content every day, dope content, and real deep football analysis that we can't give you because we're just we just be talking. Okay,
and more Sip to Tally,
and more Sip to Tally. Facts. Bo knows says, let's get it. Let's go. Rave the Phantom 6. What's good? Says LJ looks so happy and excited. See media, he can show up and he is excited to play for his team. Facts. He's not going anywhere. He did. He looked but I mean, not just him. Every player.
That's just a smoke screen. He wants to go to Carolina.
Yeah.
They're trying to preserve that trade value. That's all.
Urban, what's good? Says, what up? Coach sent me, so I brought myself. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, Urban. Thank you. Shelly Shell's in the house. What's up, Shelly?
What's up, Shelly?
Thanks for coming through. Meat Mansion says, what it do, Meat Crew? What's good? TC's in the house. Salute. BTC had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to TC.
Happy birthday, TC.
Yes. Happy birthday. He had to work, so you gotta make it up today. All right, or this weekend. All right, so celebrate the whole week. All right.
Too many of y'all born in May. Too many.
Let's go. Stretch, salute. Says, salute, fellas. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Wayne Drummond in the house. What's going on? Stacy's in the house. Says, hey, Jose, Brodny, and everyone. What's going on, Stacy?
What's up, Stacy?
And listen to Adelia, our super producer. She says, hey, everyone. Like the video and subscribe. If you haven't, super chat or Cash App, $ LBHT show if you want to guarantee your comments are read on air.
Well, and you know what? Yes. Our super producer Adelia has a birthday coming up too. Another May birthday. Happy birthday, Adelia. Happy
birthday. Happy birthday. Yes. Hope you enjoy that. Absolutely. Yes.
No time off.
Ryan, what's good? Thanks for coming through, Ryan. Glaucoma, salute. Who we got in here? God's favorite. What's going on? Danity. Yes, listen to Danity as well. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hit the like and subscribe button as you enter. Newsletter is finally out every Monday. LBHTShow.com. Facts. Super chat available. Huh?
Unnecessary shade, but all right, Danity. I know you're upset about the way your Spurs are performing. That's okay.
It's not shade. She advertising the newsletter. Yeah. People need to know. It is finally. It's been forever. It took years. And thanks to Adelia, she got it up and running for us. But yes, and no congrats to OKC. It ain't over yet. I said this series is going 7. It's going 7, and in that game 7, I think the Spurs are going to do some amazing things. When you play great teams, you know it's a back and forth thing. Don't be stressed out. Don't be stressed out. Believe in your Spurs. They're going to take game 6, and then game 7, they're going to do what they do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But yes, LBHTShow.com, our website. I made a couple of updates. You'll notice a sports ticker on there. Check that out, and the newsletter, you can sign up for it. Right, there's 2 spaces you can sign up for it, at the top or at the bottom. So as soon as you log in, you'll see it. Put your email address in there, and the newsletter comes out every Monday at noon. So when you see us do these poll results at the end of the show, that comes from the newsletter. So if you want to participate in the poll, just wait for the newsletter to come out, and then where it says the mic is yours, click on it, and you can vote on the poll. All right, that's how that works. And appreciate everybody signing up. We're getting more and more people signing up. We got some goals over there too. We got some milestones that we're trying to hit, and y'all been helping us do that. Imani, what's going on? Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Emun, what's good? Good evening. DDSQ, what's good? We got Kevin. What's up with you? Says keep pounding. Okay, got some Panthers back up in here. All right. Yes. You guys are having your OTA. You had OTA today too.
Yeah. They started yesterday. Yesterday was their first practice.
Yes. All right. Everybody giving Adelia some birthday love. Appreciate that. Ken Spiffy Jr. says Jesse Mentor is my coach and Lamar is back at OTAs. Facts. Nobody can ruin my day today. What's up, y'all? Man, that's how I've been feeling this whole offseason. Once Harbaugh got fired, man, I was cool. And I was cool that Jesse Mentor hiring. I know people wanted what's his name that went to Oakland? Not Oakland, went to Vegas.
Oh yeah, the Seattle kid whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm blanking on that name. But you know, I was cool with Mentor, and I love the coaching staff he's put together. They seem high energy. Kubiak. Yeah, I was gonna say it was somebody's kid. You know, but I love what they've done so far with the coaching staff and how they're interacting with the players and everybody's involved. And I you know, look, it's all lip surface at this point. Mm-hmm. You know, they have to go out there and prove it, but I like what I'm hearing. Really like what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So who else we got in here? Oh, we got a super chat from TC. Thank you, TC.
Appreciate that.
Oh, sorry. You can put that on the screen. No comment, just showing some love. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes. Who else is in here? Corey Moe. Salute. Because I'm usually the rewatch king. Finally watching the live show. Salute. Hey, salute to you. And thanks for rewatching. That counts too.
Hey, listen, don't let this prevent you from rewatching this week too.
Yeah, facts. Tony, what's good? It says media twisting 8 words out of context again. You know they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. And yes, TC, if you meant to put a comment, just throw it in there. We'll read it. King of Demise says Clint Kubiak. Yeah, yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming through. Our brother Jay, the 6 in the house was good. It says I'm here for Commander. Get your stuff together, Bryce. What's going on with Bryce? What's wrong with him?
Oh, what's up, buddy? You doing this thing?
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to discuss OTAs for both the Ravens and the Panthers. What's up, Luke? I see you in there. We're going to talk about OTAs for Ravens and Panthers, and we're gonna have a fun quarter public opinion. I'll pull up the clip too. I have it bookmarked. And we're gonna do the all NFL draft. Okay, we're going to conclude it. We started last week revealing the offense. This week we're doing the defense. 4 teams picked. We did a 4-team draft. Myself, B, Hendo, Ferris. Okay. And if you could draft any player from any era at their peak, what would your team look like? And we decided to put that to the test, and we are going to give you our results. And it was a lot of fun. So we'll reveal that, and then you guys can let us know who did the best. All right. So Mr. Black Ice, what's good? Bo knows. Salute says, goodness gracious, Bengals confident, taking the North and Super Bowl bound. Easy schedule, including sweeping Ravens and stomping Chiefs. Only trouble they expect is Texans. Okay.
That's a weird one. Only trouble is Houston.
Wow. I mean, all right. I mean, look, you're supposed to be confident. You're supposed to be, you know. That's good. Good for them. I'm confident we're going to sweep them. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, you're also supposed to have reasons to be confident, but whatever. It's meh.
Yeah. Ashley, what's good? What's good? All right, we're going to get this show started. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B and Akole have a Black History fact for you.
This week on the LBHT Black History Fact, Carl Braden's life was defined by a rare kind of courage. A white Southerner who refused to accept the racial hierarchy he grew up in and instead devoted himself to fighting it. Born in 1914 in New Albany, Indiana, he started out as a journalist, moving through newsrooms across the Midwest and South. Those early years sharpened his sense of justice, especially as he watched labor struggles and racial inequality play out around him. His life changed even more when he married Anne McCarty in 1948. The two became an inseparable team, leaving traditional journalism to work with interracial labor unions and progressive political movements. Their commitment to racial equality became national news in 1954, when they bought a house in a white Louisville neighborhood for Andrew and Charlotte Wade, a black family blocked from purchasing it because of racist housing practices. The backlash was swift and violent. Cross burnings, gunshots, and eventually a bombing that destroyed the home. Instead of pursuing the attackers, the state charged Carl with sedition, accusing him of trying to stir up racial conflict. He was convicted and sentenced to 15 years, serving several months before the conviction was overturned. That ordeal pushed the Bradens even deeper into civil rights work. Carl became a leading organizer with the Southern Conference Educational Fund, using its newspaper, The Southern Patriot, to challenge segregation and support grassroots movements across the South. His refusal to cooperate with the House Un-American Activities Committee led to a Supreme Court case that upheld a contempt charge against him, further cementing his reputation as someone who would not bend under political pressure. Until his death in 1975, Braden continued building interracial coalitions, supporting activists targeted by the government and pushing white Southerners to confront the realities of racism. His legacy rests in that unwavering stance, using his own privilege not as a shield, but as a tool to confront injustice head-on.
Hey, salute to that Black History fact. That is wild. You get 15 years for buying your friend a home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and because he was trying to stir up racial divides, not the people who bombed the house.
Right.
Like literally.
Right.
Just the dude who bought it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. Anytime we do these Black History facts on white people, they did something pretty radical.
Right.
I don't think we ever did the one for Cassius Clay. I remember talking to you about that. Did we?
I think so.
So Cassius Clay, we're not talking about the boxer Cassius Clay. We're talking about the white man that he was named after, right? I found that out, and I was like, let me look into that. Holy cow. I was like, I get it. That man was a warrior.
We'll say he was not about turning the other cheek. That was not Cassius's thing.
Wait. When you hear people say social justice warrior, no. You have no idea. Okay, like look up his story. Look up his story. Shot in the chest. Still chased down his assailant with a knife. They cut him up. That's all I'm gonna say. You gotta look him up. You gotta look him up. Okay. They did something Jose approved of. Hey, listen. I approve. I approve. Okay. What's going on, killers? It's Ola Jose and mucho gusto, Brodny.
Nice to meet you, Cam.
All right. I need to hear what did Bryce do that got Jay?
No, Bryce is just taking charge. All right, Bryce is coming into his own as the leader. All right, like you said, Commander Bryce. All right, because they had their first practice and it was raining quite a bit, raining very hard, and then it stopped raining. That's it. No, they started practicing and they were throwing the ball around and I don't want to name any names because I didn't see exactly who it was, but I have a sneaking suspicion of who it might have been. But there were a couple of drops, and Bryce he lost it a little bit.
We don't know.
Bryce was using grown-up words, yelling at his wide receivers, telling them to get it together because it ain't effing raining no more. And guess what? They got it together. You know why? Because they respect Commander Bryce.
It could have been Teteroa. Teteroa had some dropsies last year. It was Teteroa.
It wasn't Teteroa.
We know who it was, right? Like, who would you just be like? We talking about practice, right? We talking about practice. Who would you lose it for dropping the ball other than?
Well, to be fair, I think it was two of them. I'm pretty sure it was two of them that drop passes, and he yelled at him a bit and got everybody in line and got everybody focused. Much like Wembanyama was doing in the huddle last night in the game when they came out kind of listless to start the second half. He got everybody in the huddle and he was yelling at them. He was getting them pumped up, getting their head back in the game. That's what Bryce is doing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. He told the guy, he said, "Come here." He said, "I'm trying to get this new contract, right? They about to trade you, right?
Try.
Go ahead and drop. Go ahead and drop another pass. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, though. I'm a big fan of Bryce. I'm never going to forgive him for suiting up for the Thunder. I don't like it. All right. I don't like it.
You gotta give reference to that. People don't understand that.
Like, listen. There's a guy who plays for the Thunder. When he's playing basketball, he goes by Jared McCain. But if you look at him, it's very clearly Bryce Young.
When B said that, I was like, "Oh, I see it."
Yeah. You can't unsee it. Shout out to Jared.
Big Ryan says, "How did that work out for Wemby?" Loss.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess you're going for the Thunder. All right,
I guess. Yeah, it's 3-2. It ain't over yet.
Yeah, ain't over yet.
Unless you forget, Wemby did beat Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City to start this series.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm getting everything I want out of this series. That's some really good basketball. I love seeing it. Other than the flopping, but
Oh, you mean the entire Thunder strategy? Yeah.
Listen, man, if the refs are going to allow them to do it, I get it. No, I'm not happy with it, but I get it.
I understand. Yeah. You got to respect it, though.
Super chat from Tony. Thank you, Tony. Says Black fact, black men and women created the EMT in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the late 1960s. Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Salute. Yeah. So, okay, Bryce showing that leadership.
Yeah. Okay. So Bryce is out there doing Bryce things, right? Jalen Phillips is bringing a lot of energy to the practices because they're not tackling or anything, but he's getting everybody getting their head into the practice, making sure everybody's locked in. Jonathan Brooks is out there. He said he's made a couple of very nice plays. I said he's looking like Jonathan Brooks, the Jonathan Brooks they drafted. Not like he's hobbled or hindered by those injuries. So it looks like he might be back to 100% and ready to go for the season.
Hey, shout out to Unnecessary Bluntness, our guy Aaron Duncan, because he put out a video the other day and he said he's a Jonathan Brooks believer. Okay, he still believes in Jonathan Brooks. He thinks Jonathan Brooks can still be that guy. I know you say the same thing, and that's good to see that he's looking good out there.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming for Jonathan Brooks. But I think he's going to be a difference maker for him.
Yeah. Our other friends, Rashod and Dave from Panthers Nation podcast, I listened to their stream, I think it was last night, and they brought up Jalen Phillips, and they're kind of making predictions in terms of how he's going to perform. Over or under on double-digit sacks for Jalen Phillips this year?
I'm going to go with over. I'm going to say he ends up with 11.5. I'm going to say Nick Scorton. I'm going to say he gets to 9.5. And I think that with a much improved pass rush. Yeah, but definitely over for Jalen.
Yeah, I think so too. Yep. Look who's here. It is Tracy. What's going on, Tracy? He says, hey, Jose, Brodny, and the flock. Hey, thanks for coming through, Tracy. Salute to you. Anything else of note from OTA?
To be fair, we kind of talked about him a little while ago, but Xavier Legette looks like a whole new man out there running the drills, right?
Okay.
Now, granted, you want to see him do it in games, in preseason and then regular season, making the actual catches. But he looks like he's leaner, he's faster, and it looks like he's been putting in a lot of work this offseason. So hopefully, this is the year. It's his third year. That used to be when what you were waiting for with first round receiver, or just receivers in general coming out of college. So hopefully he's a little bit of a throwback to the third year breakout type of receiver. But we'll see. We'll see.
We make a lot of Xavier Legette jokes, right? But like you said, this could be a breakout year, and he has natural talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he's able to put it together and really ball out, man, your wide receiver core will be dangerous. And I like how they attack that hole on their offense, right? They needed wide receivers. They said we're going to draft Xavier Legette in the first round. He wasn't quite where they wanted him to be. And they didn't say we're going to wait for him to develop. They said, yeah, you're going to develop, but we're also going to draft another wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right. And then they got the wide receiver. They're like, cool, let's get another wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right. Like they want good young talent on that team, and they're not waiting for guys to develop. Like, you can develop while we get some more help in here, and that's going to pay dividends long term.
Absolutely. They've got a very young, potentially very exciting offense around Bryce right now with Tetaroa, Jalen Coker, Chris Brazel. If things turn around for Xavier Legette, Jonathan Brooks, we'll see what we get out of Jimmy Horn this year. But he made a few plays for them last year. He looks like he has the potential to be a contributor on offense as well. Tight end's still a question, but you can't get everything right.
Yeah. Kwame says, is this the James Prochet year?
I mean,
no, like
you would know. You're the one that's been rooting for James Prochet for years. We ain't got nobody like that over here.
No.
Ain't no Panthers fans screaming, all he needs is an opportunity. That's Baltimore.
But that's the difference, right? Like, you can still hope for the best for him, but you're not projecting anything on him. You're not relying on him. Nobody in Carolina's relying on Xavier Legette, right? Like, Tetaroa is that guy right now. Coker, when he's healthy, is pretty good. Brazel is new, and we'll see what he can do. But I'll see. So I do. Coach was like twice in one day. I gotta hear Prochet's name.
That wasn't even me, Coach.
It wasn't. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. All right. But at this point, Legette playing well is a bonus.
Yeah.
Right. They're already planning for if he doesn't get any better, they're still okay. If he gets better, then that's an added bonus. That's how you're supposed to do it. You can say, hey, okay, this guy, had a down year, but he's gonna be better. Hey, he needs more opportunities, blah, blah, blah. But you still have to have some insurance policies in place, right? In case he doesn't make that next leap, Rashod Bateman. Okay. I don't need Bate to go anywhere, right? And I know we were talking about it this morning, and you listen to people in the chat, you think we hate Rashod Bateman. We don't hate Rashod Bateman. If Rashod Bateman stays on this team, I want him to have a great year. But this is his 6th year coming up, 5th year coming up. Hasn't cracked 1,000 yards yet. That's just the reality. You can make whatever excuse you want for it. He has not proven himself to be a top tier wide receiver. Could he become that this year? Maybe. Get an insurance policy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
We did get a cash app from, I'm going to say, Mr. Lego Brand.
Okay.
I think that's what Mr. Lego Brand, that's what we're going with. Thank you very much. He said, finally caught a live stream. Love the content. Thank you very much.
Hey, salute to you. Thank you for that cash app. What's up, Stretch? That's the other Stretch. We got 2. All right.
What's up, Stretch?
Through. But yeah, okay. So Panthers OTAs is off to a good start.
Yes.
And, listen, they'll go through that, and then how many sets of OTAs do you guys have? I think we have like 2 or 3.
I think it's 2. I have to check.
Okay. All right. So that will take us into next week, June 1st cuts. We'll expect a little bit more news. We'll see if the Panthers make any moves. But
they don't need to. They've got to get another defensive end to fill in the role of Wharton, who is out indefinitely with his neck surgery. They expect him back this season, but they don't know when. They've signed a couple of undrafted guys, and that was one thing that they asked Cam Jackson, the D tackle out of Florida they drafted last year, who kind of stood out to him, and he said the rookie defensive end Aaron Hall. He said that he's really, excuse me, he's very twitchy. So there's going to be a battle throughout OTAs and through camp along that line to see who gets to fill that role. But I do think they need to be looking on the market and see if they can get a veteran to come in there and potentially fill that gap.
Yeah. What up, E? Thanks for coming through, man.
What's up, E?
Are there anybody out there that you could see them potentially getting? I'm not even sure.
There's David Onyemata is still out there. There's really not a whole lot. Christian Wilkins is still available for anybody who wants to call him 2 years later or however long it's been. But I think they're going to want to either call around or wait until, like you said, after the June 1st cuts and see if anything shakes loose that might be able to help him out there.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Ashley? You said at least I said something nice this time. I always say something nice. If we talking about Bateman, Ashley loves Bateman, by the way. Right?
Why?
Okay. I always say something nice about Bateman. I just say we can do better. That's not. Listen, man. Like that's just what it is. Like we can't act like he's the best wide receiver in the league.
Why do you love Bateman?
He's like a nice guy. I mean, he seems like a
well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, do you know do you know him personally, or like
he seems like a likable person? Like sometimes you just like.
Do you love his game?
Sometimes you just like players and you believe in them and you think they're gonna break out. I had a guy like that. For the Raiders, Chaz Shillings. Remember that guy?
But at least I don't want to say at least, but like he was always getting hurt, so you had reason to think, hey, man, if he stays healthy, this guy can do it. Rashad's healthy.
Chaz Shillings ran like a 4.2 40. He was lightning fast, and yes, the 2 plays that he's out there. If he caught the ball, man, he would be off to the races. And like, see, that guy's gonna be something. 10 years later, he's still hurt. But because he was fast, he would get picked up other places. I'd tell me anywhere he go, like, look, that guy right there, Chaz Shillings, I'm telling you, man.
I swear, God, we were talking about him for years, and then like he was out of the league for a while, and I was like, oh, who's that? Who's that receiver you were always talking about? You're like, oh, Chaz Shillings. I looked him up, man, was still 27. I was like, how are you out the league, bro? But it's like this other guy. What the thing that I don't understand, and this is referencing Ashley and Rashod Bateman, is, there's players that you like. I had a guy like that too, David Armageddis in Carolina. His name is David Geddes. They started calling him David Armageddis because, again, big, tall, fast guy, and he made some big plays for Carolina. And we're like, man, he's the future. That's the guy. And then, injuries took him out, and he never really recovered. I can't imagine watching a guy start for an entire season and rack up 220 yards and be like, that's my guy. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some mitigating circumstances as to why they haven't broken out yet for you to still believe. Like, if they're just out there playing and they're just not performing, it's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe that's not my guy anymore.
I mean, look, he had a really good. Well, he had a good year the year before. I can't say really good year, but he had a good year. And last year was disappointing because we all expected him to, build off of that, and coach was high on him. Coach said he might end up being the best wide receiver on the team. And I wasn't going to argue that. He was a first round pick, right? Mm-hmm. There was a lot of expectation for him coming out of college. So him becoming that wouldn't surprise me. Last year was a letdown, but I think because of how bad the season went in general, we tend to give a pass to everybody, like a blanket pass to everybody. But I give a pass less so for the players on offense because it's the same coordinator, right? Like, we had a lot of success with Todd Monken. The defense is a different story. Ashley says, I don't believe he's the best, but I believe he'll show out this upcoming season. That's okay. He has the skills, just has to show it and be more consistent. He has to capitalize on his opportunities. No, Ashley, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, I do also for every player in the league.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, even if I feel like he can play better, yes, he can play better. We've seen him play better. We know that. The consistency is a question mark, and also, are there better options? That's my whole thing. Because this came out earlier when we were talking about getting Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill. Those players are just flat out better.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just what it is. Tyreek Hill. We got to see what his injury looks like, if he can come back from that. And Stephon Diggs is already, showing you that he can still get you 1,000 yards, even after a major knee injury recovery, right? Yeah. So there's no question there. Like, these are guys that have shown it over the years consistently. Even on a decline, they're still better than Rashod Bateman. Again, that's not a diss of Rashod Bateman. I don't want to, when we're in our window to win Super Bowls, I don't want to do a lot of could be's and should be's on the team, right? You can have a couple of those guys, but you can't rely on those guys.
Yeah.
Rashod Bateman clearly just he simply didn't get it done. Maybe he can turn it on. That'd be good. That'd be an added bonus. Like, if Xavier Legette, breaks out for the Panthers as an added bonus. But if he does Xavier Legette things this year, it's not going to matter.
If he does Xavier Legette things this year, that means he improved. That's the sad thing. But
best route runner on the team, then I think we need better route runners then, right? Like, that's good. He's a good route. That's Prochet. I'm sorry, coach. I'm sorry. Cover your ears. That was Prochet. He was the best route runner on the team. I need production. I need production. I'm with you though, Ashley. Like, I want him to do well. Don't get that twisted. I want him to do well, but I want insurance in case he does it because Ashley, I don't know how long you've been watching this show, but we go through this cycle every year with a player, right? It's Prochet 1 year. It was Gus Edwards 1 year. We had arguments with people about Gus Edwards being a top 5 running back. Yep, That's true. It happened. It happened. People were arguing with us on that. Every year, there's a player that the fans love, and they're not that good relative to the rest of the players in the league, right? The top players, and when we try to explain that, man, people lose it, and it'll be that 1 year they don't really perform or they don't do anything, and then that's when the name calling happens, right? That's when you go from I love this guy to it gets real disrespectful because everybody loved Prochet. Everybody, but the names that they were calling him did not come from us. Okay, it did not come from us. It came from y'all.
Yeah, it was y'all haters. You so negative. Why don't you give him a chance? And then it's Meg the Simpson and Daniel Fallen Lay. Right? Yeah. We don't say that.
Yeah. Then James Porsche. James
them Nigerians.
No Shay.
Then it's them Nigerians all of a sudden.
Being all xenophobic with it and everything.
Craziness.
Yeah, it didn't come from Coach either, except for one. All right, well, I guess we're talking about Ravens now. So Ravens OTAs, I didn't catch the whole press conference. I got the gist of it from Lamar. Yes, Lamar seemed very energetic. And he said it and I'm sure the media will spin it however they want to spin it. We're going to spin it however we want to spin it too. But he said, look, having a whole new coaching staff in there is a breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. Right. And he was respectful to John Harbaugh and saying, hey, we did a lot over here. I always respect him. I congratulate him. We got the job with New York and all that stuff. Cool. But, there's nothing controversial about what he's saying there. It is a breath of fresh air. I'm sure he loved Harbaugh, right? It wasn't happening anymore, right? Like it was falling apart. The mood there. I mean, the energy was low. We all saw it. Saw it. It was time for a change. And this coaching staff came in with some new ideas. And when they asked him about that, if he talked to Declan Doyle about the plays, and he said, "Oh, we had a lot of conversations." And they asked him what kind of plays, what kind of offense are you working on? He got all giddy. He's like, I can't talk about it. Right. He was like, I can't tell you. Like, he's excited about this year, man.
Yeah.
But that's with every player. Every player you talk to, they're just like, yeah. So they are ready. And that's what we needed. You can think what you want about Harbaugh. And, we had some good years with Harbaugh here. No doubt. We won a Super Bowl with them. But it was definitely time to move on, and everybody understood that.
Yeah, and to be fair, also like players are always excited when they get a new coaching staff, right? It's endless possibilities, right? It's like that with the Family Guy skit where they offered a free boat or what was in a little box on the desk, and he's like, yeah, a boat's a boat, but the box could be anything. It could even be a boat, right? Like, hey, you don't know what it's going to be, but you're excited because, hey, maybe you just hired the best coach in the league, right? Maybe you got Sean McVay in there now, but we'll see if the excitement lasts throughout the season. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The Chargers players back in the day were really excited when they hired Riley. They were in the locker room singing hip hip hooray. And talking about, hey, it's corny, but I'll be corny if we're winning. And then they stopped winning, and then it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah,
and then he was gone. So, of course, you're going to be excited now. It's a good thing. You should be. Everybody's buying in. Everybody's all happy. Everybody's ready to go for the season. And you just got to go out there and execute and pay it off.
Facts. B, we've been talking about this for what, like a good few minutes, right? Why have we been talking about this? The name calling, they're just dropping it in the chat. Rosempic, David injured bro, right? What else we have it here? Falala, I see. Yeah, Ty put that in there. What's up, Ty? Daniel Falala, right? Daniel Falele, Daniel Fartlele. Like there's like 8 different variations of Falele's name calling.
All those name people.
Look, John Fraudball. Wow. What's up, Charles City of the Don? What else he had in here? I saw some other names in here.
Jeez.
Fraud Lele. See, like they just been going on. Justin Toucher, Mark No Andrews. We don't come up with these names. That's not us.
Very, very mean individuals.
So yeah, no, I just think it's funny. Like even when Lamar shows up, like they got to spin it a certain way, right? Like they're going to talk about him saying it's a breath of fresh air, and then they're going to say, oh, he's blaming Harbaugh. Yes, I blame Harbaugh. You're the head coach, and you saw exactly what this team could do when he didn't play in the game, right? Oh, B. Speaking of media in Lamar, did you see that guy? I forgot his name. That he subbed in for Colin Cowherd sometimes. He looks like Cash Patel. Somebody pointed out he looks like Cash Patel, but he tried to get a little buzz the other day because he didn't know what to talk about, and he said that he questioned why isn't Lamar getting more scrutiny than Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I mean,
right.
I can answer it real quick because he's much better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Jason McIntyre, something like that. Jason McIntyre, I think that's who it is. Yeah, he was just like, how come he's not getting he's not getting ridiculed the way Jalen Hurts gets ridiculed.
Yeah, because I'm like, he's much better than Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has a better team around him.
Well, when's the last time we talked about Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, also that.
that's my whole thing. I was like, I think the last time the media talked about Jalen Hurts was when they're spreading that rumor that he didn't get along with AJ Brown right before they're looking to trade him, and that story lasted 2 hours.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, look, that's an ongoing story. Like they say they just don't get along, and that's whatever. But yeah, we talked about Jalen Hurts when they got beat for a couple of days, I guess, because hey, why is a team this talented not able to kind of get on the same page? And then everybody stopped talking about him because he's Jalen Hurts. The same way we looked at Josh Allen was like, damn, he turned the ball over 4 times. That's crazy. What else is on? Right? Like, no, right. They don't inspire lasting conversations.
Yeah, like I just found that I just like, of all the people to bring up, why did you bring up Jalen Hurts? He got on air. He just like, look, I ain't got nothing to talk about. All right, let's spin the wheel. I think they have a wheel spin. It goes Lamar, and then we're going to spin a wheel, and then whatever it lands on, it'll be Lamar plus this. Right? He was like, Lamar, Jalen Hurts. All right, we'll roll with that.
He said hockey playoffs. Okay, I could spend 3 hours talking about last night's one basketball game. Lamar. Lamar and open the phone lines.
Yeah, look, it's that time of the year. I get it. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but there are some things to discuss. Okay, there are a couple of things. The things that there are to discuss them, and don't just make it about Lamar. Like we have so far. No, I'm joking. But the rest of OTAs, not a whole lot to go off of, right? No. It's
Nate
like
Wiggins got an interception off Lamar today.
Yeah, and good for him. I expect a big year from Nate Wiggins this year, to be honest. Yeah. Nate Wiggins, I actually like him a lot. I would like him to bulk up a little bit, right? What I like about Nate Wiggins is he is a very willing tackler. His body just can't handle it.
Y'all like the frailty,
man, but I love the attitude.
Yeah,
I love the attitude. Like, he might wobble a little bit when he gets up. He might grab a shoulder or something, but he's going to go right back out there and do it again.
Oh, I appreciate it. Did you want to mention really quickly the best safety in the league getting his new contract?
Oh, we talked about that this morning.
Okay,
and we did a little blind test to compare the stats. I mean, they're very close, right? But all I said was, look, if we're picking who the best safety is, I would go with Kyle Hamilton. I might be a little bit of a homer on that, but if you say Derwin James, you have an argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without the injuries, I think it's pretty clearly Derwin James. With the injuries, they're close.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see how Kyle Hamilton plays this year with Jesse Minter, right? And if he turns into more of a ball hawk or or more of a turnover machine, yeah.
Which
But he needs to make that next step.
Is very, very possible. Like I said, we gotta wait and see. All things are possible with the new coaching staff.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah. It was a blind test, like we had. Yeah, it was, or blind reveal, whatever you call it, right? Blind test.
Yeah, it wasn't blind for a game too easy because, like our friend Shug, he spends a lot of his time in the trenches in the Ravens wars on Twitter. So he knows anything Kyle Hamilton when he sees it.
Yeah.
he got Kyle's stats memorized.
Yeah. So, all right. Another thing I want to get your opinion on. We talked about this in the morning show on Monday. We didn't get your opinion on air. We talked about it off air. But your boy Jackson Dart, man. Thoughts on that whole thing? Now Abdul Carter has come out since tweeting, "Hey, what are we doing? I thought this was AI." He's come out and said, "We talked about it like men, and y'all can keep your narratives." So I guess it's all good.
Yeah, we talked about it like men means Jackson Dart was like, yeah, and Abdul Carter don't like him. That's what we talked about it like men means. Like, yeah, no. we discussed it, and I don't mess with dude.
I think we talked about it like men is, the organization called them, said, hey, just like call him up and let's squash this. We don't want this to be a thing. And he called and listened to Jackson Dart, try to explain away why he did it. And he was like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And he hung up and he was like, I don't like Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
he hung up that phone and immediately texted one of his friends and was like, he ain't gonna be here in 3 years anyway.
I just think it's funny the people that try to go at Abdul Carter for reacting to what Jackson Dart did, saying, oh, well, you keep that in the locker room and all that stuff. And it's always funny to me because the people that do that just pretty much expose themselves, right? Like you're saying, oh, you should keep that in the locker room and this and that. It's the off season. Jackson Dart was the one who did it, right? He's the one that's making the spectacle, and Abdul Carter's reacting to it. Why don't you have a problem with that? All right. Yeah, and then it goes into a bunch of whataboutisms and everything. Just say you support it. Yeah. Just say that.
And a lot of times, not universally, but a lot of times you can kind of tell who's right and who's wrong in these kind of stories by who agrees with who. So when Brett Favre agrees with you, you should reevaluate your position.
Yeah.
Because Brett Favre is a terrible person.
Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean that these players aren't going to go out there and be professionals and not do their jobs. Yes, they are going to do their jobs. I expect them to do their jobs. However, when you haven't established yourself and you don't get up to a hot start, it makes it harder. The players start looking you funny. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, that goes both ways for them because Abdul has not established himself. I mean, he played better than the sack numbers indicate, but you were a top 5 pick. Like you got to get to the quarterback, not just pressure him, right? Sure. So he's got to go out there and play like Abdul Carter too. Like the Abdul Carter they expected. But Jackson's not going to be there in 3 years.
Flex Zone said, Jose and Brodny, I got a better question. Did you see the Kevin Hart interview? Nah.
I've got a forever answer for you. No. I've never seen a Kevin Hart interview, and I probably never will.
Man, why did Kevin Hart hate? I like Kevin Hart.
I don't hate Kevin Hart, but Kevin Hart doesn't have anything in his head that I need to hear outside of his stand-up. Oh, wow. And I don't even need to hear that. Like
hate over here.
No, I think he's funny. And I'll watch a Kevin Hart movie and all that, but I'm not looking for, it's like Dave Chappelle back in the day, where's Ja? Like nobody's asking what Kevin Hart thinks about anything. Like I don't.
Wow, there you go. You got a partner in hate. Just Al says Kevin Hart isn't funny or interesting.
I didn't say he wasn't funny. Like he's a funny guy, but
yeah. No, I didn't see the interview. Was there something of note in the interview? Let's see, Danny. Wow. I hate to break it to you.
I think I know what he's talking about. I read some tweets about it, but in case it's something different, I don't really want to say because, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen anything about it. He says, I love Kevin Hart, but he stood on business on the Breakfast Club. Okay, all right. Not sure what that means.
Because I know that in his roast, I guess some of the comedians, maybe I don't know if it was one or more, were making George Floyd jokes, and I don't know. I didn't see his reaction to it or anything, but that's what I saw people tweeting about. So I don't know if that's what Flex Zone is referring to or not. Like I said, I didn't see any interview with him or anything.
Okay. We got a super chat from Kobe. Thank you, Kobe. Says, know who I haven't heard about in reports?
Listen, Kobe. All right, listen. I am there with you in spirit, but you can't do that because he's going into his sixth year. Like this ain't the time to hear about him. Like you don't hear about 40 of the guys on the roster at this point, right? Like you'll hear about Lamar because he's Lamar. He's up here. He's the face of the league. And you're going to hear about the rookies and the guys who are struggling to make the roster. You're not going to hear about Rashod Bateman in OTAs.
Well, you're not going to hear about him because he didn't show up. Now,
I'm trying to run some cover for Rashod, man. Like it's not that big.
I'm not going to lie. OTAs in general, I like whatever, especially if you're a veteran. I don't care if you're there a single minute of OTAs.
Yeah.
However, with a brand new coaching staff and everybody that's been showing up in the offseason, he showed up for some offseason workouts too, right? But now he's not at OTAs. He wasn't there last week. He's not there this week so far. And even Lamar talked about wanting to be here for as many of the offseason workouts as possible, to get acclimated to the new offense. Him not showing up, it makes me a little bit question, like, does he plan on being there? You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't question it. Look, he just had a baby recently, right? And I'm sure he's at home spending time with his family and all that. And I'm sure he's going to be at training camp. OTAs, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice. I'm sure they sent him a copy of the playbook. I'm sure he's studying the playbook. I'm sure he's having Zoom calls with the coaches and all that kind of stuff. Like he doesn't need to be there. If it comes around to training camp and he's not there, then it's an issue. But it's not an issue with OTAs.
In general, I agree with you, but his job ain't secure. They just drafted 2 wide receivers. His job ain't secure.
Listen, counterpoint. They drafted 2 mid-round wide receivers who were picked by Eric DaCosta. So I'm going to go ahead and say his job is secure.
No, they were picked by DaCosta and that coaching staff. And you know who wasn't picked by that coaching staff? Bateman.
That's fine. I'll tell you what. They didn't bring in anybody yet who is going to be a day 1 number 2 receiver. His job is very secure. Now, I'm not saying it's secure for the entire season. I'm not saying it's secure past this year, but Rashod Bateman is in no danger of not being on the Baltimore Ravens roster.
Rashod Bateman right now is in a day 1 number 2 wide receiver. Now after the performance he had last year.
He was your number 2 last year with that performance.
Yeah, but he didn't perform as a day 2.
No. He absolutely didn't. He absolutely didn't. But he was. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And they didn't bring in anybody to take that from him. Like you can argue, Tez Walker maybe, if he steps up, he can challenge him for that and all that. But what I'm saying is they didn't bring in anybody to challenge Rashod Bateman for that role. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, thank you, Kobe, for the super chat. Says they talking a whole lot about Tez catching passes.
And that's great. And like I said, he might eventually take that over. But they came into, or they're going into training camp with the moves they made, essentially making the assumption that Rashod Bateman is the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, and he says Bateman always trains in Arizona and during OTAs. He's been doing that.
Well, maybe he needs to switch something up then.
Maybe change your routine a little bit. I don't know.
It didn't work for you last year, buddy.
I'm not saying it's the biggest thing in the world, but it does make me wonder a little bit. Like,
Like I said, if he hadn't just had a kid, I'd be like, yeah, go to work, bro. Like you had 200 yards last year, but I'm not gonna begrudge him because he's gonna be gone, right?
Yeah.
Once training camp rolls around, once the season starts, you can't be at home. So take as much time as you can. It's more important than playing football. It just is. Thanks. You know. So take all the time that you can, and you know, once the season goes around, he's gonna be there and he's gonna be working and all that. Okay, missed OTAs. Now, show up in training camp and do your job. Otherwise, you're gonna have a whole lot more time.
I'm just saying, he shows up to training camp, and that first week he drops a couple of passes. The coaches are gonna be like,
yeah,
you know, show up to OTAs. Maybe you'll be
maybe a little loose.
Yo, I mean, the drop passes is a big thing, but you run the wrong routes, then they're gonna be like.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure they send him the playbook. I'm sure he's studying the playbook and all that. Like it's
fine. Hey, Purple Rain Podcast in the house. What's good? Thanks for coming through. Yeah, that's something. All right. Okay. We made them wait long enough. We're an hour in. We'll get this started. But before that, I want to take this moment to plug our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHTShow. That's where you can find the overtime show. It happens right after this show. Okay. For as little as $5 a month, you can be a part of the overtime show and also get access to our Discord channel. And once you're in the Discord channel, you're a lifelong member. Even if you stop becoming a member of the Patreon, we don't kick anybody out. Okay. Tonight's overtime show, we got a lot to talk about. I saw somebody put in the chat earlier, Josh Jacobs. We're going to mention, you know, he got arrested, or at least he turned himself in yesterday for a DV case, and we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about $50 tickets for the World Cup, thanks to Mayor Zohar Mamdani. Okay, it's limited for some limited seats there. We're going to talk. We got a lot of things to talk about. Update on the Brian Flores lawsuit against the NFL. Brandon Sorsby update. We got a lot to talk about. So well worth the price of admission. So patreon.com/LBHTShow, or become a member like Kwame, who's been a member for 5 months. Says, is there Lamar/Bate beef? I don't think so.
Thank you very much, Kwame. I appreciate you, man. But no, I don't think so. I bet there's professional beef. I'm sure Lamar wants a more competent colleague, but I don't think there's any.
But yeah, Patreon. Yeah, I don't think so. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. That'll happen after this show. Also, LBHTShow.com. I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. That's our website. That's where you can sign up for the newsletter. All right. The newsletter is free. Go in there, put your email in there, and the newsletter comes out once a week, every Monday at noon. And in that newsletter, we always put a poll in there. Okay. So you got to go to where it says the mic is yours. Click on it. There'll be a poll question, and we always do the results on air on Wednesdays. All right. So it's a good way to engage with the show, and it supports us. It helps us out. All right. Super chat from Kobe. Thank you, Kobe. Says we'll spend a lot of time with his kids if he loses his job. Hey, but you know what? You know, listen, maybe he makes some right investments. Maybe he's got a little bit saved up.
He's made a good amount of money, and if his head just isn't in the game, you know, not everybody loves playing football. Not all athletes love the sport they play. Maybe he doesn't love it. Maybe I don't know.
Which is why we need to go and get Stephon Diggs.
Stephon loves a lot of things. I'm not sure football's one of them.
All the things that B is saying is true, and I agree, and I support him if that's the case. But we're still trying to win. So go and get. I said, why not get Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill if the price is right?
And the price is right. It's almost.
I don't know what they're gonna ask for in terms of
the price is right. It's almost June.
Yeah. So go ahead and make those moves. Go ahead and make those moves. And if Tyreek Hill isn't ready, that's fine. We can put him on short-term IR, and Rashod Bateman can still stay there. And if he turns out to be the guy, that's fine. We're not making huge investments in these wide receivers that we're bringing in. Yeah. You know, and the rookies can, you know, they can wait their turn. You know, but Rashod Bateman isn't the guy, then we're not worried about it.
Yeah,
I promise you, if Rashod Bateman comes, if Rashod Bateman is number 2, if Rashod Bateman is the number 2, and he looked like he did last year, the names that you guys will call him.
Yeah. Yeah, they've probably already got them written down. They're just waiting. There is no delicious beef between Bate and Lamar. I don't think there is. But I brought this up because it reminded me that we do have the Dynasty League that we still need 2 members for. Flex Zone, if you are interested, we sent the link. Go ahead and sign up. Any other patrons, if you are interested in playing in a Dynasty Football League, just let us know. We'll send you the link. So we can get that filled and get that draft going.
And in a Dynasty Football League is not like a regular fantasy football league. This is a long-term keeper league. Your team is your team, okay? Yeah. And then the initial draft, you draft a bunch of players. Every draft after that will be rookies, all right? So think of it as your own franchise. So, and we'll do an explainer video before we start the draft so everybody understands the rules and how it works and all that stuff, okay? All right. So last week, we gave you half of the NFL all-time draft, okay, which included myself, Brodny, Hendo, and Ferris, all right? The draft is already completed. We're just giving you guys the results, but we wanted to make it fun and do a blind reveal. So what we did was show, okay, team 1, this is what they drafted on offense, team 2, team 3, team 4, right? You guys voted and showed who you liked, whose team you like the best. We can put that up now. Let's put the poll results up. Which team you like the best so far? Okay, who had the best offense in our all-time NFL draft? And it looks like team 3: Lamar Jackson, Marshall Faulk, Rob Gronkowski, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Reggie Wayne, Jonathan Ogden, Anthony Munoz, Jason Kelsey, Marshall Yanda, and Joe Thomas. All right. Number 2 was team 1. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Team 1: Cam Newton, LaDainian Tomlinson. Who else was there? Travis Kelce, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Tyreek Hill, Orlando Pace, Larry Allen, Damati Dawson, Quentin Nelson, Trent Williams. But we'll go through the whole thing. You can take it down, dude. We'll go through the whole thing after we reveal the defense. Do you want to recap the offense and then go into defense, or just go straight to the defense?
Well, I mean, the offense is up there. We can just go straight into the defense. They don't know offense anyway. They voted for that team because they had Lamar Jackson on it. Yeah, we know what it is.
You're not supposed to make the comments until the end, B. I told you we're doing a blind reveal.
I know it's a blind reveal. I didn't say who it was. I said that they're voting for that team because it has Lamar Jackson on it. It ain't about the offense.
Okay. All right. So that was last week. This week we're doing the defense reveal, and then we'll let you know which team is which. Okay. All right. So here we go. The all-time NFL draft defense.
All right. Team 1, we've got Myles Garrett, Jared Allen, Ndamukong Suh, and Haloti Ngata along the D-line. We got Ray Lewis and Luke Kuechly are going to be the 2 best middle linebackers ever in that slot there. We got Eric Allen, Deion Sanders, and Darrelle Revis at corner. And then we're going Brian Dawkins and Earl Thomas to round it out at safety.
Okay, and we got a super chat from Kobe. Thank you, Kobe. Says Lamar says he is sad about Harbs, but that grin don't. That it sounded like a well prepared statement.
Yeah, and that's fine, man. Like,
yeah,
how long he's supposed to mourn John Harbaugh? Like, come on, bro. He's fine. He moved a couple hours north.
We call it falling up. He fell up. He got a bigger contract in New York and more control and less expectation because nobody expects him to win.
Nobody care.
Yeah, he's
Lamar
fine.
Worried about Lamar.
All right, so this is team 1: Myles Garrett, Haloti Ngata, Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Ray Lewis, Deion Sanders, Ndamukong Suh, Luke Kuechly, Darrelle Revis, Brian Dawkins. Okay, let's go to team 2.
Team 2, Reggie White, probably the greatest defensive end of all time. Bruce Smith, I think criminally underrated guy in Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Alan Page, Lawrence Taylor, Ted Hendricks, Dick Butkus, Jack Ham, Night Train Lane, Champ Bailey, Darrell Green, and Paul Krause.
Now, Now, I know some of you you have to Wikipedia this and Google some of these names, but these are some older legends.
Yes,
but rest assured they were ballers. Okay, you
yeah.
should know some. You definitely know who Reggie White is, Champ Bailey, Bruce Smith, Delroy Green.
Yeah, and if you played All Pro Football 2K8, you're very familiar with a lot of these guys.
Yes. All right, that's team 2. Just Al says he loves team 2. Of course we do. All right, team 3.
Julius Peppers, second best defensive end of all time. Jason Taylor, Warren Sapp, who famous for having a stinky soul. John Randall.
Who said he has stinky soul?
Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle, former defensive tackle of the Carolina Panthers, said he doesn't like Warren Sapp. He's a bad person. His soul stinks. Derek Brooks and Patrick Willis, along with Cornelius Bennett, who, if you don't know, was on those 4 straight Super Bowl teams for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Charles Woodson, probably my favorite defensive back ever. Rondé Barber, and then safeties Troy Polamalu and I think a guy who's unfairly forgotten recently, Eric Berry, who's a phenomenal player, for the majority of his career. Ended up getting cancer, beat cancer, but it cut his career a little short. But an incredible player in his prime.
Yeah. Team 2 got me Hendo. He got me Hendo. Okay, all right. Before we reveal the teams, we'll put up a poll. Which team it belongs to? Well, actually, we can't make that a poll. Yeah, no. We'll do a poll. Which team do you like the most? And then you just put in the chat which team you think belongs to who.
Yeah.
All right.
Team 4.
Yeah, team 4.
All right, team 4, we've got J.J. Watt, Michael Strahan, Aaron Donald, and Derek Thomas. Mike Singletary and Junior Seau, and Fred Warner rounding out the linebacking crew. And then you've got Ronnie Lott, Rod Woodson, Aeneas Williams, and the greatest safety of all time, Ed Reed. If you don't know who Aeneas Williams is, just Google the end of Steve Young's career, because that was Aeneas Williams.
You barely remember Rondé, Kwame said.
Wow.
Rondé at his peak. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes great players don't have long stretches of greatness, but when they were great, good Lord, they were great.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the 4. Now, okay, let's do a poll. Which defensive team do you like the most? Okay, this is gonna put up the poll. But while she puts the poll up, put in the chat, put names to the teams. Which team do you think is whose? Right? It's the same teams. Team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4. The same people from last week who did offense. People had guesses last week as to which team belonged to who. I told you that when we do the defense reveal, it won't be as clear, and I think some people are a little bit confused, right? But I want to see what y'all think. Okay, I want to see what you think. Okay, the poll is up. The best defensive team.
Yeah, again, the thing about it too, and this is something we'll carry forward with us into the when we do the all-time NBA draft, is we're not talking about who had the best careers necessarily, right? We're talking about these players at their best. So, like, for example, one team had Jared Allen. You might not think about Jared Allen when you think one of the best edge rushers ever, right? But Jared Allen had a 22 sack season. That's Jared Allen at his peak, right? You're thinking about a lot of these other guys. You're not saying, hey, like you said, Rondé Barber. If you look at his entire career, maybe you don't have him as one of the best corners ever, although he kind of is. But Rondé Barber at his peak was a dominating defender. Same with Derek Brooks. Polamalu. Like, he was always second place, but at his peak, again, better than most other safeties who have ever set foot on an NFL field. you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. The poll, if people are voting in the poll right now. Oh, we got some competition here. Wow. Team 1, team 2. Team 2 is in the lead. Oh, y'all like the old school. Right. Okay.
Tyrese, team 1 just so happened to have a Panther on offense and defense. Well, I mean, they got some great players, man.
Yeah, they do. And thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, they like the old school, or it's just Al. Is just Aloe just typing into multiple times? Okay, all right. We'll let that go for a little bit. All right. Do we want to do the reveal now? Neurosite Sports says, was Primetime really that good at corner? Yes.
What?
I was a kid when he was playing.
Okay. Deion Sanders is the best cover corner to ever play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, period.
Yeah. He can run as fast as you run forward, backwards.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason he could publicly say, I don't tackle. That's not my job. And it's because nobody ever caught passes on him.
Yeah. No, right. They say, all right, that's fair. Right. All right. Okay. Let's
one vote for team 2. No, just Aloe. Stop trying to campaign.
This is a tight race here. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Let's do the reveal deal, yeah. Let's do the reveal. Here we go. Team 1, Brodny.
That's right.
Team 2, Ferris will be grinning ear to ear right now if he can see how much love his old school team is getting. Okay. Team 3 is mine. Team 4 is Hendo's. Now, we'll quickly go over the offense again because for you, if you weren't here last week, you don't remember who drafted who on offense. You can get the whole picture of the whole team that was drafted. And also, I want to point out that tomorrow I'm going to release a video of us making these picks, right? Yeah. So you can see the process that went into it and everything. And at the end of the video, it shows everybody's teams as well. So make sure you check that out. Okay. Team 1, this is B's team.
Yes.
Cam Newton, LaDainian Tomlinson, Travis Kelce, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Tyreek Hill, Orlando Pace, Larry Allen, DeMonte Dawson, Quentin Nelson, and Trent Williams.
That's all I'll point out. Y'all are massive haters. This team has the best tight end of all time, the 2 best wide receivers of all time, arguably the best deep threat of all time, and the best left tackle of all time. All right. Criminally underrated in the voting.
Hey, listen, someone argued that I had the best tight end the whole time, but all right, team 2, which was Ferris's, yeah. John Elway, you go read it. Go ahead.
Okay, John Elway, Walter Payton, Kellen Winslow Sr., which should have sunk him to begin with, just right from the jump. Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison, and Isaac Bruce. And then, Kellen Winslow was a great tight end. I'm joking.
Yeah.
What sinks him is the O-line because all these guys are 205 pounds. Art Shell, Jim Parker, Jim Otto, John Hanna, and Jackie Slater. Not one of those guys could block any of the edge rushers on any of the other teams or any of the D tackles. John Elway would be out in about a half a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Ryan got all the teams right last week. He did.
Yes. Congratulations. You win nothing. but it was very impressive, Ryan. It was very impressive.
All right. Team 3. This is my team.
Oh no, I did want to, before we move to team 3, I did want to point out there was a guy on Twitter, I forget his name, but he was talking about John Elway and how he has the greatest PR machine of all time because he's wildly overrated. And he was going on and saying how he wasn't great at reading defenses. He made a bunch of bad decisions and all this kind of stuff. But he had, he's obviously incredibly talented, so he made a lot of highlight plays, right? Mm-hmm. And then he said something that I was like, you are a straight up liar. He said that through 10 years of his career, John Elway had the same number of touchdowns and interceptions. I'm like, no, he didn't. That's nonsense. And then I went and I looked, and he didn't. He had one more touchdown than interception through 10 years of his NFL career, and he was completing 54.5% of his passes. And I was like, wow. Ferris lost.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
this is like the Troy Aikman conversation where I say Troy Aikman shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, his numbers are very Troy-esque.
Oh, that's that tarnishes my good memories of John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway got carried to those 2 Super Bowls by Terrell Davis.
But you know what?
That's fine.
He still did it.
No, absolutely.
Listen,
but it's just
I need to say this because Adelia is a Broncos fan and she might be a little agitated by these comments, but let me tell you something, Adelia. Joe Flacco once declared himself an elite quarterback, okay, and then he proceeded to win a Super Bowl, and all of the haters would come to me and say, Joe Flacco ain't elite, he's not that good, right? He just got lucky. And I'm like, yep, he's everything you say he is, and he's also a champion.
That's right.
Okay, there's nothing.
You can't take it away.
You can't take it away, and he's a Super Bowl MVP. So you can say whatever you want to say about Joe Flacco. He is a Super Bowl champion. Had one of the greatest performances in the postseason era, in postseason history. Okay, so call him what you want. Yeah. He's a Super Bowl champion. 2-time Super Bowl champion. That is all that matters. Facts. I think I told the story before. I spoke to this kid. I call him a kid because he was like 20 years old last year, right? I was at this birthday party, and he's from Philly, right? And he was all happy about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and he said it straight up. He's like, "Yo, I want Lamar to win it next. I love Lamar, right? Like if Philly doesn't win it, I need the Ravens to win one. I want Lamar to get a ring."
Yeah.
And we started talking about the Ravens and everything. I said, "Yeah, man, it's been a while since we won." And he was like, "Yeah, like who's your quarterback last time you won?" I was like, "Well, Joe Flacco was our quarterback." And he was like, "Yo, Joe Flacco used to play for the Ravens." And
he was like the Browns backup.
I was like, "Yo, Joe Flacco was like that, man. Yeah, he was a Super Bowl MVP." He was like, "I gotta go look him up."
the Joe Flacco squatting in the locker room, "Don't believe me, just watch" is one of the greatest memes of all time.
I know. All right. Let's go
ahead and move on to Team 3. Yeah. Team 3, we got Lamar Jackson, Marshall Faulk, Rob Gronkowski, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Reggie Wayne, Jonathan Ogden, Anthony Munoz, Jason Kelsey, Joe Thomas, and Marshall Yanda. I'll say this. Obviously, Lamar, one of the best quarterbacks ever, even though he's just halfway through his career at this point. Same with Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, he was Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yeah.
Gronk is right there with Kelsey, in terms of top tight ends. Where you really fell down, where my offense beats yours, okay, is that number 3 receiver in Reggie Wayne. Because Terrell Owens and Randy Moss, arguably, you could put Randy, Terrell, Jerry, Calvin, you can put them in whatever order you want, and Larry. That's your top 5. Mm-hmm. Reggie's not in there, right? And Reggie's not the player that Tyreek. He's not the difference-making player that Tyreek is.
Yeah, but listen, they can only be 5 top 5, right? Mm-hmm. No, he's not top 5, but like especially where we're at in the draft, I mean, he's one of the all-time greats, and playing that slot receiver role.
Listen, I didn't say he was bad. I just said that's where my offense beats yours. Okay,
well, I disagree.
Tyreek.
I disagree. Listen, I would say our wide receivers are probably a wash. I had the better tight end.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I got the better O-line, and I got the better quarterback. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I would argue on O-line. I'm not
gonna say because you got LaDainian Tomlinson, right? I ain't gonna say I got the better running back. I love LaDainian Tomlinson. That's one of my favorite players all time.
I got the better tight end. I got the better wide receivers.
Disagree. You don't.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that's Team 3. Team 4.
Aaron Rodgers, Barry Sanders, Tony Gonzalez, Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones, and Andre Johnson. Then you got Walter Jones, Randall McDaniel, Bruce Matthews, Willie Roaf, and Alan Faneca. See, Hendel's falling down. He's got the best running back ever, right? One of the most talented quarterbacks ever in Aaron Rodgers. despite what you think about him personally.
Yeah.
Where he falls down, Julio, and I love Julio Jones, I love Andre Johnson, incredible players, but those guys did not get in the end zone. And these games, these games are probably going to be shootouts.
But you know what, though? You can argue for all. Well, I mean, Larry got to play with what's his name? Who's a quarterback? Kurt Warner, and they got to the Super Bowl. But the other two,
Julio Jones had Matt Ryan, Hall of Fame.
He had Matty Ice. Andre Johnson had no one.
and so Ty Riggs brings up something here. He says no one picked Brady or Mahomes. Now Mahomes, that it really came down to preference at quarterback. Obviously, I'll tell you why I think that Brady didn't get picked, and I mentioned this while we were doing the draft, because when you go back and you look at the defenses, you're talking about first ballot Hall of Fame edge rushers and D tackles all along every defensive line. And you got to have a quarterback who can move. You got these great offensive lines, but those guys are going to get through. And if Tom Brady is standing back there, Tom Brady is a statue.
Well, this is Hendo's team. I would have picked Pat Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers personally, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady talent-wise. Tom Brady is, and this is not a diss to Tom Brady, right? But I think Tom Brady is the most accomplished. I don't think he's the greatest.
Yeah.
And when you're building your team, this is your team now. This is your team. You're building it. This is where you really have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, if I'm starting a team, an all-time team, is Tom Brady the first quarterback I want to take?
Adelia says they're especially getting through Ferris's offensive line. Yes.
Those 180-pound linemen. All right, we can break this down. But all right, let's close the poll. It looks like team 1, which is B's team, he got the best defensive team this week. And then what we're gonna do, the video will go out tomorrow, right? You'll see our process of doing the whole draft. At the end of the video, you'll see the list of the teams, and then we'll make that a poll for Monday. You vote on who has the best overall team for the all-time draft. Okay. I'm probably going to hear about that comment from Ferris later. Killer said he would go Elway. Kwame said absolutely Brady. So all the quarterbacks available, you would go Tom Brady. I mean, that's fine. I mean, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer. For what I'm building, I wouldn't go Brady. I wouldn't. Like, you give all these, like, you're looking at Brady's success, right, in the system he was in. But if you put other players in those situations, would they win just as much? Probably.
Yeah. Because that the landing spot has such a huge effect on the outcome of a quarterback's career. I mean, just look 3 years ago, who thinks Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
Right.
He landed with the Jets and
special teams next week. No, we didn't do special teams.
You look at the Jets. The Jets derailed Sam Darnold. The Jets ruined Geno Smith's career. Right? Who knows? 5 years from now, we might be talking about Super Bowl champion Zach Wilson. Right? Like, where you go makes a tremendous difference. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes because he landed in Kansas City with Andy Reid after Andy Reid learned from his mistakes with Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's ridiculously talented. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Dan Marino, Osmond. He didn't make the cut either. And again, like, yes, if there were 32 of us drafting, these quarterbacks we would be taking up. But there's 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
And listen, the league's never seen a talent like Lamar Jackson, and that includes Michael Vick. Michael Vick was a game changer. But
that's why I go Cam Newton, because Cam Newton is like those guys, but 50 pounds heavier.
Right. Yeah. So that and Cam Newton's been to a Super Bowl, and he didn't play with no Gronk. He didn't play with Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have Belichick as a coach. Like he didn't have these things to benefit him. You know, he had to carry the team on his back a little bit more. So like those are the things that we factor in when we were looking at this stuff. You know, Yep, Brady went to a different system and won though. Yeah, look, again, this isn't to say that Brady sucks, right? We're not saying that. But again, who did he have around him?
You also got to remember you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Rob Gronkowski and Leonard Fournette on that offense.
Yeah,
like I mean, he wasn't suffering in Tampa, right?
Well, yeah. Who was the bad player on offense there? You know, so I mean, and that's part of it too. You got to surround your talented quarterback with talent. So that's not a knock against him. But again, like we get to surround our quarterbacks with talent. If you put Lamar in the same situation as Brady, who's going to perform better? I'm going with Lamar.
Right.
That's just my opinion. You know, I laugh every time people want to compare Josh to Cam. Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah. And Josh Allen's a great player.
I get the comparisons. Yeah. You know, but so
unfortunately for Cam, he landed in Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's that. Go to LBHTShow.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up now so you get the newsletter on Monday and you get the vote on who had the best overall team, right? And again, tomorrow's video will go out and you'll see us draft these guys and you'll see the teams for, the offense and defense for each person. So you get an idea there and then you can vote on Monday. LBHTShow.com. Sign up for the newsletter and vote on it. All right. Now, this core of public opinion is just it's going to be a little funny. It's going to be a little fun. It's going to be a quick one, right? B put this on my radar. This is called the enhanced games. Yeah. The enhanced games. Enhanced games. Have y'all heard of this? The enhanced games. What are the enhanced games, B?
The enhanced games are a set of like track and field. Well, not even just track and field. It's a
order, just Aloe. Order.
It's a lot of
steroid games.
They're what you would typically think of as Olympic sports or Olympic events, but they're allowing the athletes to use performance enhancing drugs under the supervision of doctors. Right. It's funded by some people who believe that believe in I don't know exactly how to say, but believe in. I mean, I guess it's right there in the name, enhancing humans' natural abilities. We'll put it that way, right? So obviously, there's no top athletes in this game because top athletes want to be able to participate in the Olympics and things like that. The events that everybody loves and everybody grew up watching, and the big ones, the ones that matter. So what has been happening is some non-enhanced athletes joined the enhanced games.
We'll give you a little preview of the results of at least one of the events where a non-enhanced athlete decided to run against the enhanced athletes because there's big money prizes tied to these things. So they're like, let's go out here and see what we can do. And I will play this one. This is one of the
see events. If you can spot the non-enhanced athlete.
Here we go. And look at that logo because there's more.
They're off. In lane 5, Shaquille Wallace comes up lame. Now in lane 3, it's Tristan Evelyn. Tristan Evelyn to the finish line.
Yeah. Tristan Evelyn separated herself by the time they got to the middle of the track.
Yeah.
So if you're still wondering who was the non-enhanced athlete, that would be the one that smoked everybody by 50 steps.
Well, to be fair, the one had an injury and pulled up, and every comment under that video was she ran out of juice. Which I thought was insensitive. Right? Injuries like that can happen to anybody. But yes, several athletes have joined the enhanced games, and several non-enhanced athletes have joined the enhanced games, won the events, and took home the money.
Yeah.
Almost like steroids don't just make you great.
Yeah. Now, this is a perfect example when you have these conversations, right? And you hear people say, "Oh, if I took that many steroids, I'd be as great as that person too." There aren't enough steroids in the world to make you as great as some of these athletes, right? It's more than just, look. Do steroids and HGH and all that stuff enhance you? For sure. But it enhances your natural ability. You still have to have that natural ability. Yeah. And this is a perfect example of, and you can tell the difference between some of these runners too. Like they got all the muscles, right? Mm-hmm. And you think, oh man, this person's going to get killed. No, this person is just better than them. Same thing goes with a lot of those natural athletes, and they stay natural because, like B said, they want to stay competing because they're one of the better athletes in the world, and they don't want to pop dirty for anything. But if they're giving out some free money, that race was $250,000.
Right.
$250,000. She was like, to beat these slow skis? Give me some shoes.
Right.
But that was a fun little story, and it's funded by Peter Thiel, who's an evil person. So I'm glad we get to laugh at it. The thing is, the enhanced games wants to spell PEDs like they're Mike and Ike's. sell PEDs, like they're Mike and Ike's. Oh yeah, like they're all for it. They think there's nothing wrong with it, and they think you should, that's the whole thing. Like we said, you should be able to enhance your natural abilities, and it shouldn't be looked down upon. But
because there's more.
Right. Okay. All right. I don't think this is going to catch on the way they thought it would catch on.
Oh, not if they're losing.
This does not help their cause.
But honestly, if the women who were enhanced went out there and ran that 100 meters in 8.5 seconds, it would catch on. Mm-hmm. But you ran slow.
But you didn't.
I mean, not slow. I mean, obviously they're very fast people, but you lost. You got beat, and like everybody's laughing now. Because
just how I was right. Peter Thiel is so evil. Jackson Dart loves him. I think more nefarious things are going on here. I think they want to promote this because there might be some play to sell some some snake oil to you, like, hey, this is what our off-brand HGH can do for you. Look at what it did to these athletes, right? But this is not a good advertisement for that.
Yeah.
They're not ergogenic aids, they're PEDs. Doesn't enhance motor skills like track and speed. Yeah, facts. But it can give you more power, give you more burst, right? You're still using your muscles for that. But not just for track, man. Like, I'm not sure what the other events they had, but the enhanced athletes lost a lot. Okay. They did not walk home with a lot of money. All right. So listen, work hard and train. And if you got it, you got it. If you don't, that's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Well, I think that's one of the things that is most difficult for people to accept. And then not just athletes, but just across the board. When you get to that point where you work really, really hard, you work as hard as you can, and you realize you're just not good enough for whatever level it is you're trying to get to. There's only a handful of people who can compete at the absolute highest level in athletics or in the arts or in business or anything. And those people in a lot of cases, they're born with those abilities, or they're born with a bit of a head start. They're born into different circles. But yeah, I think it's tough for people to swallow to be like, hey, you know what? I work 10 times harder than you, and you're 5 times better than me still.
You know why people think, hey, all I gotta do is take this stuff and I can compete? Because you see stories like the Ben Johnson story, mm-hmm. right? And you listen to the his peers at the time. They say, man, he wasn't Like before he got enhanced, he wasn't that good. You know, he was just a guy. And, you know, for them, right, for the Carl Lewis's and everybody, yes, he was just a guy. Those are the best in the world. Yeah. But Ben Johnson was also one of the best in the world.
Yeah, he was already in that group.
Just not as good. But then when, you know, he went to he got with that doctor and you know, he got him on a nice little regimen. He came back and they're like, who's this guy?
Yeah,
it's destroying us. It's right? Like yes, it can give you that kind of edge, but it can't give me that kind of edge.
Right. It's like in baseball when Barry Bonds allegedly takes steroids. He's one of the greatest players of all time. Easily the greatest hitter, right? But Barry Bonds was already in the conversation for the greatest player of all time. So Barry Bonds takes it and it takes him to another stratosphere. Ricky down the street takes it and you know he's in AAA. You know, like there are guys who take steroids or performance enhancing drugs and they're just barely hanging on in the league. And then there's guys who take it and it makes them unstoppable because they were already better than you.
Yeah,
and you can't get that part of it out of a bottle.
Ricky down the street takes it. All he's going to have is heart problems because he's not training nearly the same level or has the same, you know, physique as these athletes. Yeah. Like people don't understand how much work athletes have to put in to their craft to make it to that level. They have no idea. I remember our friend Denarian got drafted to the Redskins back then, and in the off-season workouts, right? When, you know, they send them home with the workout routine and everything to do before they go to camps. And me and our friend Donnie, you know, started working out with them, and he had the whole workout plan. We couldn't get through that thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I got to do it every day. I was like, good luck to you, sir. So yeah, it's serious, man. It's serious. And yes, Adelia said this whole event was dumb. Guilty.
but that's the thing I think that people struggle with, right? Because you can put in all that work, you can be born with all the talent, right? And then you can even get a little edge from the dude in the back alley. And then there's somebody like Barry Sanders who can change direction 8 times on the same spot, and you can't tackle him just because. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. Okay, there's swimming, track, and weightlifting. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Let's get the submitted questions and let's get to the overtime show.
All right. Submitted questions. Let me bring that up right here.
YT on YT says steroids only enhance what you already are. Basically, like Thanos collecting all the Infinity Stones. Yeah. It's a booster. It doesn't turn you from Steve Rogers to Captain America, right? Like it doesn't turn you into that.
Right. So it looks like there's one of the comments that cut off here, but that's right. We got 4 questions. Thank you very much, Urban. He says, who do y'all see being the receiver to take Bateman's spot? That's if he loses his position on this team. For me, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For me, it's Tez. I think, you know, he showed that he can be a playmaker, and you know they're obviously not looking for a lot of production out of that spot. So if you can just put somebody in there who can make a big play for you every now and then, I think it's Tez.
I don't think it's obvious that they're not looking for production out of the spot. We're still basing it off the previous regime. They drafted 2 wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? I think it depends if they make another move post June 1st, right? If they do, we've been talking about Diggs, we've been talking about Tyreek Hill. Obviously, those guys aren't going before then. If they make a move for one of them, then it'll be one of those guys. If nobody else comes in, I would say Bateman has a very good chance of being our number 2, depending on how he performs in training camp, because the talent is there. We see that he has the ability, and it's just about consistency. And if they tell him, hey, man, you're getting all the opportunities here, it all depends on you, what you're going to do with it, and he decides to lock in, He could be that number 2. But if not, yes, I will go with what B said and say Tez Walker could steal that spot if it ain't him.
All right. Game too easy. Says B, do you still consider Jalen a fraud? Yes. That one was easy. Thank you, game.
Okay, well that's that. Okay, that was an answer. That was a question.
Go ahead.
He's not a fraud.
First Super of all, fraud. All right.
let me tell you about B's disdain for Jalen Hurts. This goes back to college, but he didn't think he was going to amount to anything, and I told him he's going to be somebody one day. Okay, and then he got drafted in the 2nd round, and you're like, nah, he's still not going to be anything. I said he's going to be somebody one day. And now he's a Super Bowl MVP. Okay, he's not a fraud. He's not a fraud. Okay,
super fraud.
I tell you who's a fraud. The guy that stole his job in college, Tua.
Oh, that's not cool.
I know it hurts me to say that because I like Tua.
Tua's not a fraud. Tua's had a rough go.
He did. He probably should be retired.
Rougher in Atlanta. All right, next up, we got what has Roquan ever done to be anointed the title of best linebacker? I can't think of nothing special he's had except giving pretty speeches, and those are mundane like his play.
Is he considered the best linebacker? I haven't heard him.
I think at one point he was. Not recently, not since he's been in Baltimore. Maybe his first year in Baltimore, but certainly in Chicago, people thought of him that way.
The best, like in the league, I don't like one of the better ones, but I don't ever remember him being called the best.
Oh yeah, it happened.
Okay, yeah. Well, we never consider that.
Yeah, the answer game is nothing because he's not.
I still think he's a good linebacker.
Yeah,
overrated because he is kind of held to that standard. Like I don't think he's first team All Pro level, but he's a good linebacker.
Urban said, what team has the most intriguing storyline in this upcoming season? He would say the Patriots with Diana receiving. I'm not gonna say it the way you said it, Urban. Running around trying to get scoops on anyone. I don't think it's the Patriots. I don't find the Patriots very intriguing coming into this season. But what do you think?
Probably the Giants. The Giants. I want to see how they. I want to see, if they're gonna get it together, or if it's gonna be a train wreck. Right? They have some young talent there, but they have some potential disasters there as well. Right? A lot of potential disasters. Can they navigate their way through that landmine and into a successful season, or will they step on a few of those? We'll see.
I'm not sure of a specific team, but I think that the AFC West is very compelling this year. You've got Pat Mahomes coming back off of the torn ACL. You got Denver trying to get back and get over that hump. That obviously they would have beat New England if Bo Nix was healthy. You got the Chargers kind of revamping and trying to protect Justin Herbert, and then you have the Raiders with their brand new quarterback. They tried to build up the O-line to get Ashton Genty going. They've got Brock Bowers coming back healthy. So I think that the division as a whole, the AFC West, is very intriguing this year. But in terms of a single team, it probably would have to be the Giants. It probably would.
Yeah.
Last question, because no, Shug, no, you're not posting during the segment and getting your question read. All right. It's not happening. This one also from Urban. If you had to choose with $100 million on the line, would you rather take a hit from prime Ray Lewis or get stiff-armed by prime Derrick Henry? Both are at full speed with the game on the line. Now, are you saying that I had to get by Ray Lewis or tackle Derrick Henry? Because in that case, in both cases, I'm taking Derrick Henry. I'd rather take a stiff arm than Ray Lewis running full speed at me.
Yeah, a stiff arm, yes, it'll hurt. He'll shove me to the ground. But if my goal is to try to run through Ray Lewis or run around him, you saw what happened to Chad Johnson when he tried to do that.
Remember when it's not even that hit. The hit for me, the Ray Lewis hit for me, is him engulfing Darren Sproles. And Darren ceasing to exist for a few seconds on the field. Ray came through the line, and Darren was a little guy, but he wrapped him up, and Darren was just gone.
Who was that running back for the Steelers? He broke his shoulder when he tried to run up the middle.
Sean Mendenhall.
Man, listen. No, thank you. I'll take the stiff arm.
Yeah, and if you're just saying, if I have to tackle him, obviously I've got a much better shot at tackling Derrick Henry. I can just throw myself at his legs and stay home.
Maybe he trips.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he trips over me. Like I'm not getting by Ray Lewis, bro. Like, do I have anybody blocking for me in this scenario? That's not even fair. That's not even fair. Yeah, Derrick Henry, 100%.
Yeah. All right, that's the show, man. That's it. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Still 75 people in here, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do. You've made this off season really fun, and we still got a lot more stuff to do. Joy Boy, what's going on? Says game winning hit. B, love that play. There you go. If you guys like that all time draft, we got some other ideas coming up, and we will reveal those, and we hope that you like them. But we like to have fun in the off season. We like to do little things like this and do different things. So keep rocking with us. But don't forget, LBHTShow.com is free. Cancel my Patreon. Yeah, okay, Suge. Yes, LBHTShow.com. Sign up for the newsletter, and that's how you're gonna vote on the poll for Monday. All right, and we'll reveal the results next Wednesday. All right, and that's it. Anything before we get out of here, B?
No, that is it.
All right, Adelia, are you ready? Adelia is ready. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Patreon members, get ready. The Overtime Show starts right now. Everybody else, have a great night. We will see you next time. Peace.